Simply watching this video right here will increase the probability of someone actually coming back. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 reasons someone will come back and the 5 things you can actually do about it that will help shift the energy so that you actually attract it back. The first reason they may come back has to do with the grass being greener and realizing that it's not as good as they may have thought. And what happens with this is people sometimes, they get a level of security or a level of certainty with somebody else, and they may in their mind then think maybe the grass is greener. So what they do is they go out, they explore, and then they find out that it's not as hyped up as it was in their mind. So one of the things that you can do that will really allow this process to work itself out is to simply release attachment. Now think of it energetically. The more someone is attached to somebody else, the more they are sending them energy, the more that they then feel repelled. So many times what could actually be blocking somebody from coming to their own conclusions is an energy balance to where somebody is projecting energy at someone else. Because remember, people feel what you feel. And if you are feeling lack, if you are feeling like you really wish something would be in your life but it's not, then that lack is going out, and someone else, when they think of you, they are feeling the same thing. They're feeling what you feel. In a way, it's almost like as we think of someone, we're tapping into the energy that they're feeling in that moment energetically. And this is why one of the most powerful things you can do is to simply let go of attachment and allow someone to learn what they are learning. Because that then gives it space for somebody else to come to their own realizations. The more we try to control what someone is thinking or doing, or whether they're enjoying themselves or whatever it is, the more we try to control it, the more they can feel it and the more it actually repels it. It's an interesting energetic balance. And I've noticed it in so many of my friends that maybe go through a breakup, maybe have a hard time not thinking about somebody, but almost every single time, the moment they really take back their energy and they release attachment, and by the way, they're not releasing attachment to then get this person to come back. They're releasing attachment because they're starting to put the energy more inside themselves. Like 9 times out of 10, it ends up coming back to them anyways. And then they have a choice to make. You know, why do I re-engage, or do I actually maintain my boundaries? Now, this is something else to think about too. You may want them to come back, but at the same time, is it actually healthy? Because sometimes we will fight for childhood dynamics. So we'll have a certain energy in our childhood. Maybe our parents, our mom or our dad treated us a certain way. And then what happens is we will fight for it in our relationships and not even be aware of it. It's something that we're naturally attracting and we're not even aware that that's something that we want. So we'll be fighting for somebody that may treat us like shit, may not even like us. So it's important to become aware of this, because maybe then it makes it a little bit easier for you to actually let go. Now, the second thing, the reason they left, but also the reason they'll come back, has pretty much what I was talking about before, which has to do with the energy balance. Now notice, anytime you put someone on a pedestal, you immediately separate yourselves from them. And remember this saying, I've said it in a couple of videos, if you treat someone like a celebrity, they will treat you like a fan. So if we put someone on a pedestal, we put someone on this high ranking thing, they will then respond to us in that way. People are responding to us based on the energy that we have trained them and allowed them to respond to us as. This is why sometimes you may start setting boundaries with people and they're like, what are you doing? You've never set boundaries with me before, but now you're setting boundaries? Well, you've trained them and allowed them to hold you accountable for a certain level of maybe sacrificing yourself to say yes to things you don't want to do, and they're used to that. So there'll be an initial buffer period where maybe that doesn't feel as an alignment. So with this energy balance thing, what you want to do is you want to take people off a pedestal and realize that their validation, their support, their love, whatever you think it is, that is an externalization of your own power. And by saying they have that, or subconsciously thinking it, we're putting the power outside of ourselves. And then we're searching for it on the outside. And the key to this is actually bringing it back and realizing that a lot of the times when we're trying to put someone on a pedestal, it's because we're putting mom and dad on a pedestal energetically. It's actually more about relationship with our parents. And the key to this is actually healing that energy dynamic and becoming aware that there may be an abandonment wound there. And if we're afraid of rejection, we'll do anything we can and mitigate our own frame so that we can get the support and the validation from other people. So become aware of that. Now, the third step to this process is something that happens very, very often. It's very important to realize is sometimes this is about realizing, are you tapping into your own sense of value? Think about that. Your own sense of value. Because if you don't value you, then other people can't feel that energy on you and value you as well. And also, you're not then holding people to a standard of valuing you. So a lot of times when someone goes through a breakup or something, what will end up happening is they start to realize their own value. This is exactly what's happened to me before, where I felt defeated, I felt rejected, and then I started to look at myself and I started to realize, wait, I actually have value for just being me. Not just because I'm on YouTube doing this cool stuff and making videos, but I have value for simply being me. And I started to have a sense of self-worthiness there because value is connected to my sense of self-worthiness. And as I started to feel worthy, it changed everything. I had this huge block within myself where I just felt not attractive. I felt like people didn't like me. I felt like I had trouble in blocks dating. But as soon as I switched that, it was like the energy dynamic completely flipped. So one thing you want to realize is, are you valuing you? Do you recognize how special and unique you are? Do you realize that you have value for simply being you? Do you think you have to do something to get value? You have to say yes to somebody? You have to give or have sex with somebody in order to be value? Or do you think that you just have value for you? This is something you want to work on or look at. Now, something else that I'm going to be doing is a brand new Confident Love Challenge, 21-day transformational challenge. It's going to be, I think, on July 1st. You can check the link below. This is the first time I'm talking about it. I'm setting it up right now. So if you want to heal emotional abandonment patterns, if you want to heal anxious or avoidant attachment styles, if you want to be in your own frame, if you want to transform and reframe your own insecurities to feel confident, that's really the key. The name of the game is feeling that inner sense of self-confidence on the inside, and then you will attract love much easier on the outside. We're going to be doing a brand new Magnetic Love Challenge. I've done this once before. We're doing a brand new one. So if you've joined before, you join this one. The link below to join is in the description box. And yeah, I'm super excited for this. And anyways, let's move on to the next point. But I just figured out we're doing this. So the fourth thing that you can do in order to, the reason they will come back and what you can do to switch that energy is to go more general. Now, this is something I learned from Abraham Hicks. Going general. Now, what happens is when we're focused on certain aspects of our life, let's say we're doing well in our career, or we're having a great relationship with our family, and maybe we're not too good in our relationships. Well, because we're so focused on the quadrant of relationships and things aren't going well, it's almost like we create more and more resistance the more we focus on it, and the more specific we get. And that's why what Abraham Hicks talks about is going more general. So what you could do is take your energy off this sector of your life. Doesn't mean it's going to completely fall apart. In fact, when you take your energy and resistance away and you put it on an area of your life that is working, you may find that you allow more alignment to flow through. And I do this a lot when, let's say there's something I need to figure out, or there's something I'm focused on, and I keep focusing on it, and then I start creating resistance. Well, if I just simply go for a walk and I stop focusing on it, the resistance goes away, and then a lot of times it figures itself out much quicker. So one thing I recommend you do is, if you're letting go of someone or having trouble doing this, and I see this a lot of times with friends and other people in my life, take your energy from focusing on the love and attracting the love, and instead put it on yourself. Maybe your career, maybe your relationship with your family, maybe like finding a new hobby. When you do this, you are then, you honestly stop abandoning yourself as well, which is one of the main problems, is we're afraid of rejection. We're afraid of not getting someone's validation or approval, which is an abandonment wound. And one of the things you can do to shift this energy is to take the energy off of that sector of your life and instead no, don't worry about it right now. Trust that things will work out and focus on your career. Focus on your friendships. Focus on your family. There's a lot of times people have someone on their mind and they're sending them energy not knowing that they're like repelling that person. And then they'll go out with friends and just hang out and just loosen up. And they'll stop taking it so seriously. And then what'll happen is they get everything they want. It's like that energy comes back and everything, and then they have a choice to make. So energetically, realize that you could put the energy inside of yourself and your own body, and as you do that, it changes absolutely everything about this process. Now, one of the most powerful things you can do, and we've talked a little bit about this, but it's a mixture of two things. Now, let's say you want to attract an emotionally available person, and let's say you have a pattern of attracting an emotionally unavailable person. The sad truth is the person that has left that you're trying to get their attention, it could be that they are emotionally unavailable and that you are fighting for that emotional unavailability because it feels so similar to childhood. How crazy is that we do that? And I've done that. And the reason I share this with you is one of the hard truths about this is we must embody that which we want to attract. And what I would recommend you do is become aware that if you're attracting emotionally unavailable people, there may be a certain level of emotional unavailability on the inside that is comfortable with somebody being emotionally unavailable. And also emotional unavailability there that maybe is repelling emotionally available people. And that's why there's a tie to this person that you're trying to get their attention back. So the thing I'd recommend you do is to really focus on the inside and to focus on becoming emotionally available and opening your heart. If there's one thing that changed everything for me to attract love, it has been opening my heart and becoming more vulnerable and having the courage to look at this side of myself. And it wasn't always easy, but the more I made the choice to open my heart, the more magnetic my energy was and the more easy things just flowed through. So realize that if you pull your energy back and you realize that this is really a game of you feeling self-love, of you feeling confident. This is a matter of you embodying the emotions, the energy, and the values that you want to actually attract. And as you do that, you will notice that not only do they come back, but then you have an important decision to make. And that is, what is your standard? What are your values? And are you just attracting similar childhood dynamic patterns? And as you let go of that, you then attract more love into your life because you are embodying more love into your life. Does that make sense? It's like so powerful for us to actually embody that energy. Now, like I said, the 21-day Confident Love Challenge is a brand new challenge we're doing. It's completely new, and it's going to be 21 days of transformation. Read the testimonials and see what's possible by clicking the link in the description box. If you want to join the 21-day Confident Love Challenge, go to aarondowdy.com/love, L-O-V-E. And also, if you want to know what energy, what reaction will make him fight for you by switching around the energy patterns, watch this video. It will completely change the energy, and it works like magic. They may not come back if the energy remains the same. However, if the energy changes, if the energy comes back to self, you'll notice that the energy becomes